I'm going to check the chat because I realize I haven't been paying attention here. All right. Any other natural Advil alternatives for migraines, especially after exposure when traveling? I also have sulfur issues, so limited with supplements. Yikers, yikers, yikers. Okay. So when I get a migraine, because I'm actually prone, I get the ones with Aura, which is just so much fun. It looks like I'm looking at things from underwater and there's lights flashing. Delightful things. Anyway, I will probably succumb to the following to try and at least hold it off. First thing would be salt in water. And I don't mean a little, I mean a lot. So you might want to carry a good quality salt with you. And my recommendation on salt would be something like Baja Gold. It's a salt where they have a lot more mineral content in there. There's some other brands which are similar where you're getting a lot more mineral content. And then I would put like a half a teaspoon or even more in a glass of water and I would drink that down. That would be step one if I had a migraine coming on. And then step two, I don't drink coffee anymore. I had to give it up. My kidneys don't like it. But if I had a migraine coming on, espresso, because that can actually slow down what's happening in the brain. Now, if you're really sensitive to caffeine, that might not work for you, but that would be my first things that I would do. But other natural alternatives in terms of pain control that are also anti-inflammatory, really limited. But one of the things that I know that Susan Owens from the Triangle Oxalates group has talked about is her success with calcium D-Glucarate. Now, what calcium D-Glucarate does is activate the body's natural opioid receptors. And so it's natural painkiller that your body does. And Susan had actually broken an ankle and took no painkiller after the day she was in the hospital. She just took a lot of calcium D-Glucarate. I don't know how it would work for migraine, but Susan was taking a 500 or 1,000 milligram dose and she was doing that 5 or 6 times a day. So if I was experimenting with this, I would take a 1,000 milligram dose. I would wait for half an hour or so that it starts to break down and my system starts to absorb it. If I don't see anything, I might do another 500 milligram dose. Again, wait a half hour because you've got 1,500 milligrams of calcium D-Glucarate in there. Not going to hurt you. Going to support your liver and detox channels and things like that. But if you're susceptible to constipation from calcium, sometimes this one might also do that. And then I would wait another half an hour and I would do another 500 milligrams. And I would probably do that until I got some relief. I'm not sure that that's as direct a painkiller as willow bark, but that's one place I might go. And I'm going to let Allie jump in here if she's got any other like herbals or natural things that are painkillers.
I have a roll on. So I bought this roll on, but I think I could make it. But it is a magnesium roll on and it has just a little bit of peppermint and rosemary in it. But that, I think, honestly, just the magnesium combo with the peppermint really helps. Like when I'm getting a headache, I definitely do the same thing that you do though with the salt. And then I also do coffee. Like yesterday, I just had, ever since we got back to the pollen, my head's just been like nonstop hurting, like bad headache. And then yesterday, finally at 5 o'clock, I drank coffee because I was like, I don't know what to do. Like I have to like do something. And I drank a coffee and it finally like subsided the headache and made it feel better. But the magnesium roll on with the peppermint really helps. And then what was the other thing? Oh, arnica. Arnica I like a lot too. And then you can get like an arnica gel or arnica tablets that you can take. And I think they probably make an arnica tincture too. But I have just tablets that dissolve and the gel. And cold, like a cold pack. Like you can get those on Amazon and just keep them in the freezer. That's hard to do, like, but if you travel with it and then, freeze it where you are. But I love those. Like you look kind of funny, but it's like a whole forehead and eye covering on Amazon. They're like those little gel packs. They're really amazing. I should like do a post about that.
Yeah, that'd be great. And actually, about the peppermint oil too, because my friend and fellow senior admin on the Triangle Oxalates group, Carla Wiersma, has talked about how efficient and effective peppermint oil is for migraine.
And
So
nausea.
so glad you mentioned that because
Yeah.
that hadn't come to mind and that seems to have really tamed Carla's remaining
Yeah.
tendency to migraine.
Like
So
honestly, even in a pinch, like if getting like an Altoid mint or like a Tic Tac, like those things will actually help. Like if you are traveling, you're like in the airport and you have a headache, if you can find a glass bottle mineral water, like that's awesome. But like even taking like an Altoid, they don't have any dyes and stuff. They probably have things that you don't necessarily love, but I think they're the peppermint content is so much that it outweighs like the junk in a pinch. I feel like that would be a good thing. And the smell too, like for nausea, if you're nauseous at all.
That's great. I might have to pick up some Altoids or some Tic Tacs and carry them with me just in case. Yeah, so I'm hoping that helps on the migraine question.